I love sprints, and you know why? There's at least something to watch on Friday. How much do you enjoy to watch free practice?
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Yes, it's a highlight of our day.
Yeah.
So I just wondered from your point of view how important it is to have a pay driver.
I would disagree with the Checo thing that he's a pay driver. I don't think I don't think Red Bull needs a pay driver. You know, when you're in the trenches, you keep on doing and digging and fighting and doing whatever you can. It was like, where is this going? I'm happy if I make a point. Hooray, we made a point. Once I left, I was like, oh, actually, I should have done this in 22.
Do you think he left it too late?
Maybe he shouldn't have come back after McLaren, you know. I was like, I don't want to see this, you know. Dude, just leave it. You guys need to employ me, you know, so...
No worries.
You can have half of my inheritance.
And then that'd be good.
Yeah. Ladies and gents, welcome back to Pit Stop. We're in a brand new flat. It was an absolute nightmare moving here. Anyone who listens to the pod will know how much of a nightmare it was. But we're in a brand new flat, or a studio, as we told our next guest.
As I was told, yeah. As I was told.
Hey, don't reveal yourself yet. We've got to introduce you.
What better way, mate? What better way to break in a new flat with a guest, the guest that I think people have wanted since the very beginning.
Yeah, since the beginning of Pit Stop, we have wanted this man on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, Guenther Steiner, yes!
Hello. Hi, guys. Woo-hoo. Thanks for having me, guys, in your new flat studio, whatever you want to call it, you know.
It's a flat, yeah.
It's a flat,
definitely
which
not
is a studio.
Yeah, true. I mean, our kitchen's, people don't see this bit, but our kitchen's right there.
It's beautiful. It's clean as well, guys, you know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
literally
we
cleaned
thought we'd
up
make an
for
effort.
you.
You made an effort, yeah.
You've made an
Thanks.
effort as well. You look lovely.
Exactly, yeah. I normally don't wear a jacket, you know. I mean, I was expecting to come to a posh studio in England, you know. Now, what? You got a nice shirt.
Yeah, I knew within 3 seconds of putting this on, there was going to be a comment straight away.
Where did you buy it?
My nan knitted it for me.
Okay, good.
No, she didn't. No, I bought it. It's ASOS. It's
Do
ASOS.
you know what he said to me in the lift? He says, "Where are we? This isn't London."
It's barely London.
Yeah, it's just in London. I don't know where I am, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
you've had a busy day getting around London, haven't you? You've had a lot of media today.
Yeah, I've quite a bit. They put me hard to work, you know. But there's worse things to do than that one, you know. So it was okay. Now I'm worn out.
Yeah.
But
Try running an F1 team.
exactly, who would want to do that one?
We are celebrating today because we're celebrating the launch of your brand new book, which is very exciting.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, you know, no, it's all gone to plan. We are doing the book tour as well, so I'm keeping busy. I mean, October, November is a little bit too busy for an unemployed guy, you know. An unemployed guy should be sitting at home, you know, dwelling over things and trying to get a job, but I just go around and do things, you know. So
That's
it's
pretty
good.
much us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unemployed,
Yeah.
twiddling our thumbs, not sure what to do every day.
We could join. We could open a company, huh?
Let's
A
do it.
consultancy company.
How to do fuck all. Yeah.
Oh, he's swearing.
No,
actually have-
no swearing.
I have a copy of the book here, and I wanted to just ask you something about the first, on literally the first page. For my family and for all the guys at Haas F1, past and present, except you, Gene. Which I think is amazing. Relationship with Gene changed quite significantly now?
It's not existing anymore, so it changed quite a bit, you know. Yeah, no, there is some exclusives. It's also good fun to read the book, you know. It's something, I want to do something which people which are not like, you know, live and die for Formula One. It needs to be entertaining. That's always my aim. You know, Formula One is a very good sport, but it still needs to have an entertainment factor. The people love it. You know, they can have a laugh about it. Not being laughable, but you know, you can still a little bit with my sense of humor. You know, so yeah, there's quite a lot of it. It tells the story from where we started, or where I started more than 10 years ago, to where it ended, you know, that the whole story is in there. So some parts are known because they just tell the story when we were racing, but some parts are not really known, like how I started the book and how it all ended in the end, you know. So
Amazing.
I hope you read it.
Yeah, we're going to read it.
Yeah, we've literally
Are you
only
sure?
just
We
received
only
it.
got
You're not just
yesterday.
putting it on the shelf and just leave it there,
No,
you know.
no, we'll read it.
You know,
We'll
make
give
you
you a
look
review.
good, you know, intellectual. You're not looking intellectual with that book, by the way.
Well, we're actually giving away a few signed copies of this book, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. We have 10 signed copies, which we will... Are they already signed in that box, or are we going to have to put you to work?
No, I signed them already.
They're
Everything
already
is done. I
signed.
did my homework, you know.
Great.
I've got Izzy with me. She made me work today, the whole day, you know. Guenther, this is what needs to be done. I'm pretty good to go for orders, you know.
Right now, in the current state of F1, would love to talk to you about your opinions on the Ricciardo situation. Liam Lawson, if he hadn't signed a contract, by the end of that month. He was a free agent, right? And Daniel was told in Baku that he would lose his seat. So a lot of people are saying he deserved a bigger goodbye. But do you think he left it too late?
It is very strange, and he left it too late. He didn't know what was coming, so he couldn't know that maybe he shouldn't have come back after McLaren, because I think Danny, for me, it's very weird to understand why he ended up where he ended up in the McLaren era. The visa cash-up situation, I understand a little bit better. He wasn't supposed to come back, then he came back, but I never thought he's full into it again, but at McLaren, why he failed at McLaren, I don't really understand, because, he won 8 races. He knows that he can do it, you don't win F1 races if you're mediocre, so you need to be good, and I don't know what happened. When he was at Renault, he was good, there was no issue there. And then at McLaren, he just couldn't get it together, or couldn't get what he did before. So very weird. And I think Danny, when you see Montevideo, you actually can just his how he talks, how his demeanor, you can see where he's at. It's so open. He cannot fake it, in my opinion. I guess you guys saw the interview in Singapore after qualifying. I said,
oh yeah, he was like a broken man.
Oh, I was like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just leave it. Just leave it. Don't not do that to yourself, because he was like a broken man. And it's quite sad to see, because he doesn't deserve that, in my opinion. At Visa Cash Up, he had some little highs and then again some lows. It was no consistency anymore, and I think just mentally he couldn't get over what happened at McLaren. That's my opinion, and that for maybe, as you said, maybe he left it too late, or maybe he shouldn't even have come back.
I think like whenever you're performing highly, it's a battle with the mental, I think, especially when you've got a lot of pressure on you. There's so many people watching you every week. And that's obviously something that you had to deal with. So how did you kind of overcome those hurdles in your, like those games in your head? Or did you not even get that?
No, I don't get it, because I don't care what people think. It's maybe brutal to say, but you need to be like this. If it gets to you, I couldn't do it if it gets to me. Obviously, that if you do this high performing jobs or athletes, what they're high performing, you need to know that you will be critiqued. You will be seen to be critiqued, and when that critique gets to you, you underperform because you focus too much on that negative what other people think. But for me, it was like, if some people doesn't like it, I don't really care. I do my best, and if it is not good enough, somebody will tell me. But I try to do my best all the time. But keep your mind clear, and you try to perform. Obviously, that we had at Haas moments where I didn't want to be there, but you have to go through these things, and some people, and it's easy to say because some people just struggle to do this, and there's nothing wrong with it, there's nothing wrong, but sometimes you need to know where to stop. When it would get, if it would get too much for me, I would just say, I'm going to do something different. There's a lot of things to do in life. Mm-hmm. It's not all about Formula One in life. We love it and we do it, but when it alters your quality of life, I think you need to do something different.
All right, so speaking of like other interests then, what do you like to do? When you were in F1, what did you do to get away from it?
I don't have any hobbies. My time, when I didn't work, I like to stay with my family, and when I'm in Italy in the summertime, I like to go up in the mountains, doing things like this. But I don't have a hobby like playing golf or historic cars. I just want to do a lot of nothing when I had free time, because in the end, what I was fortunate, or what I'm still fortunate, I do what I like to do, so I don't need anything else. It's not like that I've got any other big passion, so it's like, when I've got time off, I stay with my family, and annoy them until they get rid of me again.
Did you ever want to be a driver yourself? No. Never?
No, never.
You never thought about it?
Never thought about it, never even... I think I'm not good enough, and I didn't have money because I didn't inherit a lot of money like some of us here, So
just to clear that up,
this guy seems to think that we have loads of money.
To be able to wear a shirt like this, you need to have money,
It's literally Zara. It was like £25.
Talking about high pressure decisions, when you were at Haas, how did you get around the situation of having to get rid of Mick? Because I feel like that would have had a lot of pressure around it.
Yeah, that has a lot of pressure because everybody got his opinion in and his politicking, why not to do it, and in the end you just have to think clear and say, what is the best for the team, what I'm here to do, I have to serve the team. The team is the biggest thing you've got around you, and one individual cannot interfere what is best for the team, and the best for the team at the time I came to the conclusion was to have somebody with experience because the team was still young, or it is actually now still young, and the only way to make a team better or getting more experience in shorter time is getting people which have done it and got the experience, and that is what I needed to do. So that is how I get around, and obviously knowing that there would be an easier solution, but just by keeping Mick on. But in the long term, is it the best solution for the team? No. So you have to do that one because that is the mission. If you run a company, you need to do the best for the company, not for yourself. Just because you feel uncomfortable to deal with controversy, just to take the easy way out. I think I always take the best way out. I think it is. Is it the best way? There is always somebody who can do it better. I'm conscious as well. But at the time, I thought this is the best for the team, and this has nothing to do with Mick personally. This is just like the team needs to grow. The best way to grow. Sure. There is a guy there which has done it before in a midfield team. So try to get him.
Yeah.
His dad's such a legend. Did that play a part at all in the decision, or did it make the decision harder? The fact that
it made it harder. It made it harder, but it didn't play because I was not employing his dad. It was Mick, and Mick didn't have the experience like some other people had.
Do you think he'll get another seat, or do you?
It's difficult to say. There is still the Sauber seat up this year or for next year. Obviously not for this year, hopefully. But we don't start rumors here, because the next thing is like, they said that one of the two drivers. No, we don't start that.
Confirm. Guenther Steiner said.
Yeah, exactly. He said. Then I get 50 phone calls. What stupid thing did he say again? I didn't do anything. It is just interpretation of these two guys. So anyway. I think it will. If he doesn't get a Sauber seat for next year, it will be difficult because then he would be out at the next chance 3 years of F1, and not that he was in for 5 or 10 years before. So, but never say never. I think he puts a lot of effort in the moment at Mercedes to learn, which is good for him because at Haas he didn't have that possibility, because we were a young team. We couldn't give us all that what Mercedes has got. They got everything and a little bit more, So they've got a lot of time and they can put a lot of effort into to make him better. And I think he takes that to his advantage because he's very professional in these things. He sees that what helps him. So now what he would need, it's a chance to get in a race car, show what he can do, like Ollie Behrman did with Ferrari beginning of this year, or what Colapinto did with Williams this year. He needs that chance. He needs a little bit of luck that somehow he gets that seat and shows that he's good, and then he has got a chance maybe for 26, but otherwise it will be difficult.
Yeah, the driving market's crazy.
Exactly, it's pretty close, and now with all this new talent coming in,
I know,
it's like crazy.
Well, let's talk about that because, I think this is the first time in a long time we've seen this many youngsters, rookies, coming up into Formula One. We've been banging on about it for ages.
Yeah, we've had a lot of the F2 guys on the show. Obviously, Felipe won it, didn't get a seat. Teo Pourchaire won it, didn't get a seat. So,
what are your thoughts around these youngsters coming in? Do you think that it's too early for them? Do you think they're ready and they can beat the other guys?
What I was surprised is these young guys like Ollie and Colapinto coming in. How good prepared they are. How good and there must have been a shift a little bit in F2. I think F2 got better as a feeder series. Maybe the cars are closer to an F1 car. I think the tires are closer to the F1 tires now. They're very similar. Yeah. So when they come in, they don't have... Because that is something you need to learn. And if you know that, and it's in you, it's much easier to handle it. You know how to get the tire up to temperature, what temperature you need to have when you get to the start, So I think F1 has done a big step towards helping young drivers to get into F1. And that was always the aim. F3 get them prepared for F2, and F2 get them prepared for F1, and it took a few.
Tied it all up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Tied it all up. That that you don't have these gaps. I'm in F2, but the step up to F1 is big, and I need at least a year of driving to get used to it. No, they seem to come in and can do it. And what I think as well, a lot of them are very well prepared mentally now. The surroundings. They understood that is as much as you need to have talent and know what to do in the race car. you need to be mentally in a good place, and you need to have somebody around you which is good. And I would say, I call it the old days. They are not the old days. It's people which came with Nicolas Stott. They were always well prepared. Charles Leclerc, Jules Bianchi. He's very good at preparing people for Formula One. And I think a lot of people have looked at that. And for example, Oscar Piastri. I mean, who has he got around?
Mark and
Correct.
Anne. They've done a great job with him. Really good job.
Really good job. I mean, Mark just gives him, and I always tell Mark, for me, you're part of why the kid is so good.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
And not a number 2 driver as well.
Exactly. Yeah, no, but it's like he just gives him what Mark went through. Oscar gets for free now. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to go through all the same thing, because normally you have to go through. And Oscar seems to be pretty smart and listens to Mark and not says, "No, I know better anyway. I want it my way." As maybe I would have done. But but no, he's pretty smart and follows. And I think, like with Ollie Beerman, he has got his father, which was a race car driver, and he has got a professional manager from another sport around him. And they prepare this kids mentally. I don't know who looks after Colapinto, but I think that has a lot to do that they actually prepare themselves not only to drive a race car, but also to survive in this
For sure.
shark tank of Formula One. They come there prepared, and which is good.
Yeah.
So do you think someone like Ollie Behrman could achieve a high level of success in Formula One at Haas? And do you think he could end up in Ferrari eventually?
I think Ollie has got a chance. It is always difficult to say. These guys come in, they are very talented, as they showed, Colapinto, Behrman. But then to be a champion is the next step. You just find that one out when you drive. I think we found that out of Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
I think he can be one, The first year when he was there last year, we said, he's pretty good. But now I think, he can be a champion, he's the material of a champion,
One question I had for you, because we've never actually had anyone who's been a team principal on the show, have we? This is our first ever. So
never.
We wanted to get an understanding of how important it is to have like a pay driver in a team. Because I know not every driver is a pay driver. I know some are there for sheer talent or whatever. But I know that Red Bull have Perez, and that's pretty much funded by Mexico or whatever. So I just wondered, from your point of view, how important it is to have a pay driver.
I would disagree with the Checo thing that he's a pay driver. I don't think I don't think Red Bull needs a pay driver. They can afford to the one. I do not think that one, but anyway, that is your opinion. We can and we can agree to disagree. I'm fine. We don't need to debate it.
He's
to
a good
to
driver.
That, yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
For sure, he's
amazing
amazing
driver.
He's a great
Yeah.
driver, but
Yeah. Oh, but it's another one which we don't know where it is gone. No, he won races last year, and in the moment, sometimes he struggles to get out of Q1. No.
Yeah.
So and while his teammate wins races, or at least finishes on the podium. So I don't know what it is with Checo in the moment. But back to the pay drivers. I mean, a pay driver you have when you need one, when you have to have one to keep the team alive. Otherwise, I mean, you guys said, before the show, you told me that you're into Formula One not this long, but I mean, 7-8 years ago, it was quite, if you were a small team and you struggled with money, you took whoever gave you most, You didn't care so much. But again, the system there with the super license, I think it's very good, the system, because you have to be of a certain talent. And some people have a good talent and they've got a sponsor, and nothing wrong with that one to get in. But now nobody would take a driver anymore just for the money. Because Formula One is in such a good place now that it is more important. The one position in the Manufacturers' Championship can be worth more than the sponsorship a guy brings, True. So obviously it is a risk, because the sponsorship money you get at the beginning of the season, the good result you could get at the end of the season, but it's not a given. So I don't think in the moment, as much as you think there, in the moment there is no pay driver in Formula One. Or you could say, what is Lance Stroll? I mean, his father owns the team, but Lance is, I continue to say, is he a world champion material? Not, but is he a talented driver? Yeah, it's obviously he's not, in the moment he cannot match Alonso, but Alonso we know is very talented even in his age. So, but I don't see any what I know from the old days as a pay driver. There was a driver which somehow got a license. It was a lot easier to get a super license 4 or 5 years ago than now. Now you really need to go through the grind of F3, F2, otherwise to get the super license, or you win IndyCar, but you know how that...
Speaking of Formula One being you say it's in a good place at the moment, we always constantly have this chat of like, how could Formula One be better? How could it be improved? Because there are ways in which it could still be. And one thing that we always land on is this proximity radio, which is a bit of a novelty, but essentially the drivers can actually talk to each other while they're driving.
Whoa.
Which I think would be amazing.
Only if you're close. You have to be like close by.
Within 100 yards of the car, you know. So if you've got 4 people going into turn 1, they can all talk shit to each other. I mean, 1, do you think that's a good idea? Because I think it is. And 2, what else do you think could improve Formula 1?
Wow, where do we start? The proximity ray. You never heard about that one.
No? No, well, there you go.
Where else does it exist?
No, it doesn't. We just came up
you
with
invented it. Okay.
It exists on Call of Duty, the game. It
okay,
exists on video
okay,
games.
yeah.
And a lot of the drivers like gaming, so...
Yeah.
I think it would be a big distraction for the drivers, and I mean it would be very entertaining. I don't disagree with that one, you know. But then again, we need to be careful because we're not allowed to swear anymore these days, you know.
Well, that's another question.
Exactly. So we need to be careful what we wish for here. But I think it would be quite distracting for the driver, you know. Or you blend it out, or could you switch it off or not? Or I don't know how it works.
You can't switch it off. You just
if
someone wants to put you off, they can.
But then you would use it just as to distract somebody. You know, I would just keep on talking, you know, the guy in front of me until he just like, you know, what is going on here, you know. So but anyway, I don't think that will happen.
No, me neither. I don't think it will happen.
Nice idea.
Yeah, it was a nice try, you know. It was a nice try, yeah.
So what do you think could improve Formula One? Is there anything?
Reverse grids in the sprints? Because I wanted. Do you like sprints? Do you think
I love sprints, and you know why? Because there's at least something to watch on Friday. Because how much do you enjoy to watch free practice?
Oh, I absolutely love it.
Yes, it's a highlight of our day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so glad you say that as well.
I mean, as a team principal, it was like, we go out. It's interesting, but it's not something I can get, you know, wound up about. It's, we're watching cars going around. We take a lot of data. Yeah, that's cool, you know. Yeah, nobody can do anything with it except the engineers, you know, and then what do you know after free practice? You know anyway who is fast and who is not fast, you know, so you don't learn anything because then you start, how much fuel did he have in, which engine mode did he run, you know, and all that stuff. So for me, the sprint race, the biggest thing was that the pain of watching free practice is very short. It's FP1, you know. So that is very good in my opinion. And I think all the fans, you have always hardcore fans which like to watch the free practice, but even they get, because times move on, you know. What was cool 20 years ago is not cool now anymore, you know. It's one of these things. 20 years ago, just to see a race car going around, you were happy. I mean, you were born, but you couldn't understand what a race car is.
I was about 8, so
exactly.
I was still learning to walk at that point.
Exactly, yeah. So, but when I was young, I mean, seeing a race car was cool because it was. But now, with so much things you can watch, going a race car not competing is not cool anymore. You know, you want to see something competing. So I think sprints are good. What can we do better, or what can F1 do better? I don't think in the moment. I think in the moment it's a pretty good place with 7 different winners this year. So it's like great, yeah. But last year, as you said, only one winner. How can we change that? But as soon as you start in Formula One to touch or put in, a balance of performance like in other race series, Formula One is dead, because that is what I think nobody wants or very few people want. Because a balance of performance, then why would you develop something if you get ahead and then you're getting taken down or somebody else giving an advantage? So it's one of these things. I think Formula One in the moment is a very good place. I think a race in Africa would be cool to go to all the continents. You know, that is, I mean, that has nothing to do with the sport. For me, it's more like as a sport for, it would be cool.
I agree. It'd be nice if they went everywhere in the world.
Everywhere. It's a world championship. It's one of the few world championships which goes to every continent, you know. It's a cool thing. Doesn't make a difference, no, but it makes a difference, you know. So it's I quite like that one.
24 is a lot. Do you think there could be more then? Or do you think this is like our limit?
I think we are at the limit. You always could do more. I think the business model would need to change a little bit, and maybe shorter weekends. And otherwise, some of the races struggle anyway. So alternate them. Like it was mentioned, Spa and Zandvoort. 1 year the other one, and put another race in. And when some races sometimes they run out of steam. then you just replace them, so as a long-term plan. So I think there's ways around it, but I think that would be cool. But obviously I don't like to answer the question which race you like least,
sure.
Because that is like...
We're not going to throw you under the bus.
Yeah, well, we'd never ask that, but I would love to know, who do you like the least in the paddock? Because we know...
I love them all.
Yeah, well, that's what we pretend as well. But the thing is, there are so many relationships in the paddock, right, between everyone, drivers, teams, people who work at the teams. And when you put that many people on a circus which tours around the world, it's going to get a bit...
They don't all work together.
It's never going to gel, like, completely. So
No.
I'd love to know who was the hardest to work with. Or not to work with, but, who was your favourite person who was a bit more difficult?
I mean, there is enough difficult people in, but that doesn't make them bad people, So just because they don't agree with me, I cannot say. I think in a moment, I don't know.
I mean, I would say Toto. You and Toto must be quite tight because he's written a...
Yeah, no.
something in
I
your
mean,
book.
I honestly, I get on with most of the guys, and you can go and ask. I mean, I get on with most of it. If I've got something to say, they know I say it, but it's not like that I keep it in me for the rest of my life, I say, I disagree with you on this one, but anyway, life is too short, I cannot keep on being like a child, just being childish. So, and after a while, I was in there quite a long time as a team principal for, in the moment they are going through quick, the team principal. So, with the people you are around long, you respect each other. It's not that you always agree, but you respect because you see what the other guy is doing. You know how difficult the job is. They see the difficulty you have got. So you're not really picking any fight with anybody anymore. When you're, but obviously, I cannot say who I like most because then maybe I never can get into Formula One anymore, So I need to be careful here because then you guys need to employ me, So
No worries.
No worries. Yeah, you got the job for me. Yeah,
you can have half of my inheritance. No worries.
Yeah, then that'd be good.
Yeah. All right. Well, off the back of that, then. So I don't know.
Having no answer, getting political here,
completely pointless question.
love them all. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, have you watched Drive to Survive?
No.
You haven't watched a single part of it at all?
No.
Well, there's a lot of fiery stuff that happens on Drive to Survive. You must have seen some clips.
I must say, I saw the clip when I tell Stuart Morrison to get lost because of the umbrella.
Oh yeah.
But that was a trailer. That was not. I don't know if it was in there or not. I just saw that one because he showed it to me. But I haven't seen anything else. No.
Okay, because my next question was like, how much do they dramatize things or make things worse?
I don't really know that because I haven't seen it. What I can tell when people ask me that is always, they sometimes ask you to do something, but I normally told them, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not going to do that, because I know what you guys are up to, Yeah. This will be, So, I'm mad, but not stupid, So I know what you're up to, guys, So I don't do it. Obviously, what you do, you make the sit-down interviews, but the rest is all pretty genuine, Sometimes you need to do, for example, when we went up the mountain, we didn't stage anything. That was just going up the mountain, and it was actually a pain in the ass because you had to wait 20 minutes until they were ahead so they could film you. So you go for 20 minutes, and then you wait 20 minutes and try to do that at that altitude. Every time you cool down, then you need to, and you look like you're completely unfit, because it's a stop and go thing. That's what you have to do, but it's not that we staged any drama or anything. That is what you needed to do. But it's the same in the paddock. I mean, I never was, obviously, you can do a lot with cutting things together.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know that better than me, what you can achieve, to make your podcast look,
God, this is going to look amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you cut out all you just put in the bad stuff, I say. You say, what the, yeah. So anyway, no. And I don't know what they make other people do because I haven't seen it, So it could be that people really had to be actors. But that was the reason why I don't, or is the reason, not was, is the reason why I don't watch it. I don't want to watch myself, because as an actor, you need to watch yourself to get better, because you learn, you watch, and then you get better. Apparently, that's what actor tells me. I mean, I've not. But if I watch myself, you get like, wow, did I look stupid there? And next time a camera is around and you try to stage it, You know, and by not being an actor, you look even more stupid than when you're natural. You know, so I said I don't want even to think about it. You know, so the best is to avoid it, to watch it.
So big question: are you going to be in Drive Survive again?
I don't know. They did some filming. I did some filming with them this year, but you have no input if they put you in or not. And I don't care either way, you know. So I don't even ask them.
You would be a great addition, though. They should definitely get you back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they came to my house to film some stuff. So, but it depends. I think it depends a little bit. If they've got more interesting stuff to put in there, you're out, and so it should be, you know.
Have you worked with Adrian Newey, or that was a swap over?
It was a swap over at Red Bull when I was there. Yeah.
Do you think he will make a huge difference to Aston Martin? Do you think they will become like a team that can win a championship?
What I would say, Aston Martin, what Lawrence Stroll is doing, first of all, he puts his hand where his mouth is. You know, he wants to move forward. He gets people in. I mean, did you go and see the facility? It's beautiful.
The new factory.
The new factory. It's fantastic. He really puts a good thing, a good facility up. Adrian for sure will help. But Adrian is not just what Adrian brings as Adrian. Adrian attracts talent. You know, if an engineer, a lot of people want to work with Adrian because they can learn of him. So he attracts good talent. You know, he has people which he worked with, and they will come with him. So it's always it's telling people we are serious about. You're not taking Adrian on if you're not serious about. You know, so it gives you this credibility that other people join. It's the same like when you take on a good driver, that shows credibility, because then people say, hey, if that guy and you know this. Like Williams taking Carlos, I think that is a statement. You know, that's a statement. We took Carlos Sainz. Now people, they are serious. They took Carlos Sainz. So maybe I should have a look if they've got jobs going to go there. You know, that is how it works. You know, it sounds almost too simple, but that is how people think. You know, that is in the end we are all humans, and you look and say, "Whoa, if that guy took a risk, you know, he's pretty good. You know, I mean, that would be a good move." And that is how you get attractive.
Yeah, Lawrence absolutely has put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
They've really built the infrastructure out, and you know they're changing that team completely. What do you think the difference is between like Haas right now and like a Red Bull? What would be the difference in their infrastructure in terms of how they stick within a budget cap? Because I've seen you talk about before where you say Haas had to get things from other places. You know, you'd outsource because you don't have the factory or whatever you need. But I just wonder what some of the main things are, like the difference between they would have this, we didn't have that.
I mean, Red Bull has got all the latest technology. They now even built a new wind tunnel. It's not ready yet. They just started, I think. And Haas has none of that. You know, under the budget cap, because you've got different budget caps, and I think it will change for 26 when the new agreement comes in place. But up to now, you have a budget cap of capital investment and operational investment. And to get the best one out of operational investment, you need to invest in the capital so you can do it yourself and cheaper. You're more efficient, because you have no middleman, because a supplier is a middleman, and the middleman needs to make money. But it takes years to set it up, you know, to set up a manufacturing facility for an F1 team. It's not like you say, I employ 3 people. You need 100 people, you need good people, you need the processes, you need the equipment. I mean, the equipment everybody can buy. That takes a little bit of time, but you can buy it. But then you need the people which can do actually the labor, and then you need the processes that you don't get it wrong, quality control, all that stuff. It is something, there's nothing there at Haas. It never was the plan, but before budget cap, it was a way to get around things. But with the budget cap, to get the best out of it, you need to do that. You need to invest in capital, that you've got everything in-house and you work efficiently. Haas hasn't got a simulator. You know, there's no simulator.
We're only about $2,000.
Yeah.
Can I have that one if you want?
Okay, but you want to buy it. I mean.
Imagine drivers start turning up using that.
But if you look at it, at the simulator technology in F1, it's something, you know, you're not just going to buy one. Everybody develops their own. And that takes years because the technology level is so high. And it's an investment of a lot of time and a lot of $1 million. You know, it's a wind tunnel. I mean.
Yeah.
So would the Haas drivers use the Ferrari sim? Then?
Yeah, but the Ferrari sim, with the regulation, you're not allowed as a customer team to use their sim. What they use, because the software there, you know, each team has to have its own one, and you cannot just go with the Haas car, because then you can use data what the Ferrari. So they made a decision. So Haas, what we used was either the Lara simulator or the Ferrari. They've got the commercial simulator where the F2 drivers go. F2 driver and WEC, they go there, but it's their old one, so you're not the latest technology, you're again a step behind. You can use that, but you have to pay for, if you rent it, you have to pay. You cannot, they don't give it for free, and that money comes out of your operational budget again, so again, you're just spending money, but not achieving, you send the driver in, but you're on a second tier simulator, and you spend money, which you could use somewhere else. While if you have your own one, capital investment, obviously you have to spend money operation as well, because you need engineers to run it, and that's operational budget. But in the end, you need them in either of the sims. It costs you money. So it's if you would invest in your own one, you could have the highest technology and your own people, and it's yours, and you create a technology company. And that is the difference between the big teams, and all the teams now made the decision to do everything themselves.
Back in the day before the budget cap, how big was the difference between the teams before a budget cap? Would one team be like, there's 100 million, we've only got one? Like, how big was the scope? I
would say it was at least 3 to 4 times the money.
Wow.
But the big teams were run, I would say, not efficiently, because they just had money. They just spent money. They didn't invest it. But with the budget cap came, the big teams got smart and did everything efficiently because they had less money to spend. So to get there, they invested a lot of money where they could to make it better and more efficient. The big teams are very happy about the budget cap.
Yeah.
It controlled them, and also for a company now, if you go F1 racing, how much you're going to spend because you've got a limit. Obviously there is stuff outside of the budget cap like the driver, but you can pick that you want the driver for 50 million or you want the driver for 2 million. You can pick, but what the team will spend, you can say this is the maximum we will spend because we're not allowed to spend more.
And there's sneaky ways around the cost cap as well.
Oh yeah, there are.
Say anything else than that?
People can do a few sneaky things. What's your favourite music?
Well, you come up with that question.
Yeah, where'd that come from?
Well, just like, everyone listens to music. What does Guenther Steiner listen to?
I'm listening to everything a little bit. Mainly rock,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you name any bands?
Pink Floyd.
Yeah, nice.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nice. You don't even know who they are?
No.
No, you're too young. Yeah, you're too young, You just like, I don't know, is it punk or Sleaford mods?
Sleaford mods?
I like them, yeah.
Really?
You like them? You know them?
I don't really like them, to be honest, but I know them, yeah.
But that's already weird that you know them.
Yeah, well,
I just discovered them 6 months ago. I didn't know them before,
My old housemate's Northern. They're like Northern, aren't they? Northern English.
Yeah, they are, proper,
She proper love them, yeah. Yeah. Do you play any instruments? You've got a couple of guitars over there.
No. I'm completely untalented. Who is the talent in here of you two?
The bin.
This is just for show. This is just to impress girls when they come here.
Well, the thing is,
I was a guitar. I was in a band, but yeah.
It's like I had this image in my head that you were going to be like, I play guitar, and all of a sudden you're playing. It's like,
I play some Bob Dylan or Johnny Cash here. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I look forward to reading the book. Obviously, we just got it.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope you read it.
I will give you a review of it afterwards.
Yeah.
But I saw an interview.
And it better be good.
What, the review? Okay.
What, like a Google review, like a Trustpilot type thing? 1 star.
Yeah.
I saw an interview of Otmar he did recently after leaving Alpine, and he said that the thing that went the most wrong for him was that he wasn't given control of the team, even though he was in charge. What do you think was the main thing for you? It was like, this isn't going to work.
I think the main thing was, and I can say it now with hindsight because we're always smarter, even me with hindsight, I should have left the team in 22. When I wouldn't say I got frustrated because, when you do Formula One, you keep on going, but it was the way to nowhere, Obviously, my vision was different to Gene Haas' vision. Obviously, he has got the right, his vision counts because he has got the money. I don't have the money, So he can do what he wants. But for me, it was like, not building up for a future going up, going forward. It's just like to finishing 6th, 7th, 8th, to fight every year. Guys, it's a tough fight, when you do it year in, year out, And that with your own means, you cannot do it because you've got one arm behind your back, It's like, and you do it, and when you're in the trenches, you keep on doing and digging and fighting and doing whatever you can. But once you're out, for me, it was like it came clear after a month or two. And it actually came clear even before, because it was like, where is this going? I keep on again. I'm happy if I make a point. Hooray, we made a point. Yeah, okay. All right. It is like this. I mean, it's a great thing to make a point. But in life, for me, it was always, starting up an F1 team, it's quite a big challenge, But then the next challenge is how I get to a podium. Next challenge is how I'm going to win.
Yeah.
But and you need to have, this dream needs to stay alive with me and be a realistic opportunity, not because Gene Haas says, yeah, we can do it like we are. So you're telling all the other ones are doing it wrong? It's like, there's not stupid people, You cannot say, it's the same when you go down the motorway and all of a sudden you see a lot of cars coming against you and say, they're going all the wrong direction. It's like time to think about, maybe I am in the wrong direction, Because otherwise, it is like this. The other 9, they did all, they invested, they built up the teams to get the best out of it. And even if you make the investment, you still need to work hard to get it right. And there's no guarantee that you get it right because it's a competition. I mean, it's a competition, you're competing with somebody. So I think that was the biggest thing for me going wrong, that there was not, it's like, we made a point, or we made 2 points, or we finished a race 6, that's so great. Yeah. What's the next race? I hope I make a point. It's like, for me, it was like, Guenther, you're almost 60 now, and you're chasing points in Formula 1. There must be something more interesting, or you cannot keep on doing that because it wears you out. And I have no regret that I've done it, and I don't want to blame anything for it. But it was like, once I left, I was like, wow, actually, I should have done this in 22.
Do you still feel the drive to win and be like the best in whatever you do, or are you enjoying
Yes, absolutely.
this?
No, I always say, I always try, and I always give my best. I give my best here. There's not more there, But if it goes wrong, at least I can say I did my best, Not everybody can win, There will be a podcast which is better than yours one day,
One day.
About that.
Maybe.
Maybe. Probably not.
Good confidence level, Good confidence level.
I'm a winner.
Yeah.
Are you going to be
You got
going
a lot
to
of
Vegas?
guitars, You got a lot of
exactly.
guitars.
Stole them all.
No. But I always think if somebody gives his best, there's always somebody better out there which will beat you. But at least you need to be able to give your best,
Mm-hmm. Do you miss Formula 1 at all?
No, because I'm still around it. I mean, I go this year. I'm doing half the races. I counted them this afternoon because somebody asked me. I'm doing 12 races this year in total until the end of the year. I'm still around. I've got a lot of relationships with people. As I said before, I love them all. They love me all. So sometimes what is missing is, when they go out for qualifying, it's like it would be nice to have something to fight.
Yeah.
But fight for pole, not just for getting into Q3. It's like something really to fight for. That would be cool. But then you get over pretty quick. It's also good when you have done it long enough. It's a good place when you can watch it for a change.
Yeah. Well, I want to say like a thank you from us because you helped a lot of people who had never watched Formula 1 at all completely fall in love with this sport. So you are a massive part of the growth all over the world. I'm sure you hear it all the time, and you have people coming up to you on the streets asking for photos and probably quoting things.
Yeah.
And you got 2 books now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're a massive part of it.
You're definitely 50%, at least 50% of the reason why we started doing this.
Yeah, no,
and now we
hands
can
down.
just about afford to live in London. So thank you.
Just after inheritance. Yeah.
After the inheritance,
We can just.
We're approaching an hour now, but I've got one more question. If you could build your dream F1 team, so I'm talking past or present, if you could pick 2 drivers, reserve driver, team principal, CEO, everything else, I'd love to know who you would put in.
Team principal.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to, there's no way better.
No
than me.
brainer.
No brainer. It's always difficult to say with drivers, who would you put in, because who is the best? There's different eras, you need to be best, but if you would do, let's say we are the current drivers on the market, I would put Max and Lando in the moment. I would take Adrian, if I can afford him, why not, and put James Allison beside him. I rate James quite highly, What else would I do? Reserve driver, I would get Oscar.
Nice.
So what are we missing? The chef, you need to eat good.
Yeah, who's the chef?
I mean, the guy we had at Haas, I mean, he was there for 7 years. I was always happy with his food, you know. Vincenzo would be my chef, you know.
Who's going to be your comms manager?
Stuart, I mean, you know, Stuart Morrison. I mean, he's just good, you know. We had 7 years, and I mean, we had tough situations, but we had some good fun as well, you know.
I spent 7 years emailing him trying to get you on the pod.
And he told you to. He told you to.
Exactly, yeah. Fuck off. Yeah. And then Penguin come in and they're like, here you go.
Yeah, why not, you know. Thanks, Penguin, you know. I hope you buy a lot of books now, you know. You get an avid reader of Penguin books now.
For sure. Biff and Chip and
up to now, we just gave you 3 books, you know. But anyway, you know,
I'm going to read all 10 of them.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get.
I hope you don't use them to warm your house in the winter time, you know. Make fire.
Just chuck it on the fire. Yeah.
No, we're going to be giving these away, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. As we said at the beginning, we've got.
So what did the people need to do to get one?
Well, what do you think they should do?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know how your show works, you know.
Well, we'll give away some on Instagram and we'll give some away on YouTube so we can plug everywhere.
How many do we have? Do we have 10?
Yeah,
10
we have
books.
10.
Yeah, 5 YouTube, 5 Instagram. We're trying to push the YouTube a bit more, so maybe
do 8 on YouTube and 2 on Instagram.
2 on
you know,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or you could do who has Instagram and goes to YouTube as well. Get it's a bigger chance, you know.
Yeah, you're a bit of a social media guru. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, now you're on Instagram. You really know what you're doing.
So here it is, just as proof. You can see right here.
Guenther Steiner. I signed it. Believe them. They didn't do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure
I did it.
You didn't hire someone else to do it.
You would think this guys they do everything for $1, you know. So yeah.
So we'll give everyone maybe a word. For anyone watching on YouTube, they have to comment down below a word to enter, and we will reply to the comments of the winners. Any word? What should they comment? They have to write something.
Yeah, you pick a word. It's more special then.
Anything. So it could be really random.
Gene.
Okay.
With a little love heart.
Yeah.
Gene with a love heart.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was going to say that actually you and me could maybe sign them as well, but then no one would comment.
I'm going to be angry.
Then they're worth real money, you know. Then they're really worth something.
Comment down below the word Gene with a love heart if you want to win one of these bad boys. We'll reply to the comments and we'll let you know if you've won. But Guenther, thank you very much for joining us on the show. This is really special for us. Like we said, we've always wanted you on. We've been trying for really long.
Thanks for having me.
It's bigger than that. We've obviously always wanted you on, but like every single person who follows us, whenever we've put out a post saying who do they want on, your name always comes up. So
now I was here.
Yeah, we've made a lot of dreams come true.
Tick the box, yeah.
Yeah. We didn't crack open the Buffalo Trace, but I'm going to pour you a glass after this episode.
Yeah, we need one of them, my whiskey.
Well, Guenther, mate, thank you so much for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.